Hello everybody and welcome to this fourth and last video. This is Miss Aline Infante and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the most important theoretical information about developing language skills in the classroom, chapter 4, teaching writing. Even in Spanish, writing is not always the favorite subject of the students. It requires a deep process. As White and Art said, the written language transcends time and space, and it can just be mastered by practicing. That's why I wanted to start with this phrase of Louis L'Amour: start writing, no matter what. The water does not flow until the faucet is started on. We have many different reasons to write. In the chapter, we can find the 6 categories set by Hedge. He proposed personal reasons to write: social, public reasons, study, creative, and institutional. This typology makes it clear that when we write, we address our message to a wide varied audience. About the organizing principles, we have first the differences between the written and spoken discourse. Burke drew an interesting list of differences, which includes permanence. It's different when we speak and when we write, explicitness, density, detachment, organization, slowness of production and speed of reception, standard language, a learned skill, sheer amount, and importance. Then we find the traditional perspective, which concludes that in most of the cases, writing should be a central and integral component of the language syllabus. I personally agree with the comment of Anne Raines, who said, "There is no one answer to the question of how to teach writing. There are as many answers as there are teachers and teaching styles, or learners and learning styles." Finally, in this section, the traditional perspective, we find the summary of McDonough and Shaw, and they put 4 main points to summarize traditional perspective: an emphasis on accuracy, focus on the finished product, the teacher's role that is like a judge, and writing often has a consolidation function. Continuing, we have from the product to process. Being the first one, the product, the emphasis on the outcome of a written task, focusing the attention to accuracy, grammar, spelling, vocabulary, etc. While the second, process, focuses on the route to take the goal. The way, the process of planning, organizing, composing, drafting, reviewing, revising, editing, etc. Which is, by the way, the one that I use with my students. Another important component is audience. Hedge marked that it's difficult to know what to put and what to leave out, or how formal or informal to be, if we don't have the audience clear. In the classroom, the students usually write to the teacher, who acts as a judge. But Lynch remarks that teachers read, well, in order to identify errors and evaluate. But in the world outside the classroom, readers primarily read for information and entertainment. So it may be difficult to transfer real-life writing to the classroom, but we should at least be able to create, according to Grant, plausible context. Writing was an activity that used to happen in private. But nowadays, with all the technology, learners are writing more than ever before, with people all around the world and almost in real time. Of course, the kind of writing in this context is different from the one we expect in the classroom. But, well, as teachers, we can try to adapt the teacher writing into this new reality our students are living. And finally, we have the feedback. About it, well, it's necessary to remember that mistakes are not an aberration, but a constructive step in the learning process. It is important to differentiate the errors from the mistakes or slips. An error means that the student has a gap in their competence in the language. But the mistake is just a slip that can be corrected, a confusion at the moment to answer, not a lack of knowledge. That's why feedback is important, and it must be applied according to what the student makes, an error or a mistake. Including the students in this section of the feedback, it's a good option. The teacher is not the only one able to make a correction. Now, about the class. Well, for me, it's always important to catch the students' attention. So I will start a discussion about an interesting topic and how the students participated. I could also present a video to give them more information about the topic in order to help them to have a position. Then I would introduce the kind of writing they're going to do. I'm thinking in my current students, sixth graders, because this is the subject I actually teach them. And they have written different kind of text. So I have seen that something important is to introduce the kind of text. And there are several videos and PowerPoint presentation that are very useful, and they are there on internet. So the point is to leave clear what you're going to do, but also engage them with the topic and with the challenge of writing. There is a step that cannot be missed. It is called raft, because the first words, role, audience, form, topic. They need to fill these 4 points in order to have clearer about what they're going to write. This kind of project usually takes us at least 3 classes, but I am explaining now what happens only in the first one. After introducing the topic, the kind of writing, the raft, we study a model, an example, so they can identify how the ideas are linked, the usage of connectors or verb tenses or superlatives, or the topic that we're also practicing with our writing. And then is the moment of the pre-writing. At this point, they just start writing what comes to their mind about the topic. They don't think about grammar rules or something else. They have 1 or 2 minutes to just freely write. The option or the purpose is to wake up their brain and let the ideas start flowing. Then I usually give them a graphic so they can organize the ideas that just came, whatever. Now they start to organize them. And finally, the students share their job. The teacher, but also classmates, can give suggestions, but also always in a very respectful way. But literally, this is something that the students enjoy because they need to be more attentive and they feel like teachers, but always with respect. And well, this is of course only one step. There's still much to do, but that would occur in the following sessions. In the first one, this is practically what will happen. So this is all for today. I hope this can be useful, and well, thanks for watching. See you next time.